Queen's Park Rangers have been stuck in the Championship since 2015, and last year they came very close to changing that in the worst way possible as they just about survived. And they're no better off this season as right now they're rock bottom of the Championship. And after having 14 different managers in the last decade alone, I think it's time a real manager stepped in. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, is today I've become QPR's new manager with only one mission: win them the Champions League to crown them the best team in the world. And yes guys, it's that time again. No transfers, no youth academy, no scouting system. I am only allowed to sign free agents. So here we go, our journey with QPR begins right now, as this is the team that we've loaded into, and I think this team's actually way too good to be rock bottom of the Championship. Something's going wrong at QPR. I mean, not only do they have some pretty good players like Zan Salah, Koki Saito, Paul Nardi, and of course Ilias Chair, majority of their best players are in their mid-20s, which is a fantastic thing for QPR. We've got a bag of potential with this team. I mean, we've only got 4 players who are 30 years old or above. That is fantastic. And we've only got 2 players currently on loan to us that we can work with. And we've got a half decent budget for a Championship side too, 5 million in total. But as you guys know, this won't be going on transfers, as we are only allowed to sign free agents with this money. But as always, that comes with a couple of rules. The first one being we can't sign a free agent higher rated than our best player. So in our case, that would be Ilias Chair at 74 overall. But we are allowed to make as many signings every season as we want to. But don't get ahead of yourselves, there is one more rule. Because by now we know who the best free agents are at the beginning of career mode, for season 1 we've got a transfer ban. So even though we'd be able to sign Almos Ali, we aren't able to, ladies and gents, for season 1 at least. So this QPR side is the team we've got to work with for 1 year at least anyway guys, and it's my job to keep them in the Championship. And in order to do that, we need to make sure we're setting them up right, and this time I'm taking a different approach, as I'm using the 4-4-2 holding variation with a counter-attacking build-up style and a pretty deep line. And as you can see with our player roles, it's almost like we're set up in a 4-2-2 formation with the ball. We've got 2 advanced forwards, we've got 2 wide playmakers, 2 holding CDMs, and 2 wing-backs going up and down the pitch when we're on the break. And after really messing around with the team, I actually think this is our strongest starting 11 we can field going into season 1. And granted, it does have its weaknesses, one of them being Kuku, who is 33 years old, and we have a 68 rated CDM in Jonathan Varane, but I think this team is more than strong enough to not only survive the Championship, but to do pretty damn well in it. But there are things that I'm going to do before the season kicks in, one of them being sending these 4 players out on loan. I've got a transfer ban granted, but nothing said that I couldn't loan or sell some players. I'm also converting Ilias Chair to be a right midfielder. Is he going to go up an overall? Of course he isn't. I'm literally just switching him sides, aren't I? And as well as sorting all of these contracts out, I'm cutting Dembele's and Ashby's loan moves short, man. I don't want them here if they're on loan to us. They're just useless to us if that's the case. And now that that's all taken care of, we are now ready to send this team into season 1. I mean, I'm not expecting anything spectacular. I just don't want us to get relegated, and I want to see massive improvement from certain players, man. If that happens, I'll consider this season a massive dub. And I've got to say, it's looking like season 1 is a massive win for QPR. Look at our highest rated players now, 74, 75 rated. That's fantastic. Our stats aren't amazing granted, but you've got to remember we took over a relegation candidate team. I'm not expecting miracles to happen overnight. But this team on paper looks promising, man. Not a single player under 70 overall. I defo think we've survived. But not only have we survived, we've killed it in season 1. We are 10th in the Championship. And we were only 9 points outside the playoffs, so incredibly, that could be season 2's objectives. And we had a half decent FA Cup run as well, round 4 before Man United knocked us out. But we dropped a stinker in the Carabao Cup. Stockport knocked us out in round 1. But knowing that this is the base team we're going into season 2, it fills me with so much confidence, man. We can do some damage in season 2. Especially when you consider that next year we don't have a transfer ban, so any free agent that we see that's the same rating as our highest rated player, they're fair game. And if we do get lucky and find a couple of balls next year, we could take this QPR team from being a potential relegation candidate to being a potential playoff candidate. But before we go any further, if you're enjoying this free agent rebuild with QPR, drop this vid a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you're new. So here we go, season 2 with QPR, and as you can see, we are still a Championship side. But I'm hoping that by the end of Season 2, that might have changed. Because now that we're able to sign free agents, I'm definitely gunning for promotion with this QPR team. And we have 5 mil in total to spend on free agents, but remember, we can sign as many as we want as long as they're not better than the players that we've currently got. So we can't sign anybody better than 75 rated. I mean, for the Championship, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And there are 2 positions I would like to sort out. The first one being Steve Cook's centre-back role. I mean, he's 34, he's gone down 2 overall from last year, it's time to replace him now. And I would like to replace Michael Frey, despite him being our top goal scorer last year. I mean, he's only 71 overall and he's 30 years old now. I might also try to find a new keeper, guys, because as you can see, our squad depth in that role, whilst we got a lot of keepers, we haven't got many decent ones, have we? What we will have now, guys, is I found Alessio Cragno, 31, 73 rated. He won't be our starting keeper, but he'll definitely do a job for us on the bench. And I might have just found someone for the future, guys. 19-year-old keeper Jose Gutierrez, 71 overall. Decent stats for his age as well, guys. He's definitely not going to fit into the team anytime soon, but I'll send him out on loan for a couple of years, and hopefully when he comes back, he'll slot straight into the starting 11. And now our keeper role is looking a little bit better depth-wise, so if anything happens to Nardi, we are covered. But we're not done yet, because I did say I wanted a new centre-back, and Jamal Lascelles looks perfect. 31, 75 rated. He's got good defending and physicality, but it looks like he uses crutches on the pitch, because there's no way someone should be that slow, man, surely. But he's definitely going to be better for us than Steve Cook at the back, so he's a welcome addition to the team. And last but certainly not least, I found us a striker, Maximiliano Salas, 27, 72 overall. And as you can see, he's a very well-rounded striker too. I can actually see this guy getting quite a few assists as well as goals this season. But I am sending these 4 players out on loan. Gutierrez for obvious reasons, guys, but the other 3 strikers, I mean, I want Salas to get game time, and Frey especially threatens that. But here we have the team going into Season 2, and it already looks so much stronger than last year, doesn't it? And obviously, I want big things this year, man. One of them being QPR going from 19th in the Championship to the playoffs. But that's not the only thing I want, guys. I want to see humongous amounts of improvement from pretty much every single player in this team, and there's more reasons to this than just the obvious. Remember that rule, guys. We can only sign free agents as high rated as our best player. So the better this team becomes, the better the signings will be in the long run, and ultimately that will just lead to better things for QPR. But for this season, I think we've done a good job, guys. We've brought in some really good players, and I'm hoping that they will make the difference this year and help us get into the playoffs. And guys, as we arrive at the end of Season 2, these stats are looking promising. Our front 4 have all got more than 10 goal contributions. And on top of that, look at the ratings of these players now. Soler is 79 rated. That's a game changer for Season 3 no matter what we do this year. And looking at the team on paper, guys, it looks fantastic. I'm telling you, do not write us off. What did I tell you? We are in the playoffs alongside Brentford, Forest and Stoke freaking City of all teams. Isn't that funny? QPR and Stoke in real life aren't doing that well, but right now we're in the playoffs together. And ultimately, they freaking knocked us out, didn't they? They beat us 5-4 on aggregate and they made the playoff final. And I can't believe this. They actually beat Brentford in the playoff final. They're in the Premier League next season. Christ, I bet you Potters fans watching wouldn't mind this happening in real life. But back to us for a sec. It's more bad news as Millwall knock us out in round 3 of the FA Cup. And Bromley knocked us out of the Carabao Cup. Oh my god, I'm writing this competition off for now, man. That is appalling. I mean, this team is good, don't get me wrong, but it's still not where it needs to be, is it? I mean, this year we missed out on automatic promotion by 2 points. Next season, I don't want to leave this to chance, man. I want to finish either second or win the championship. And to do that, maybe we sort our defence out a bit more. Maybe we bring in a better keeper than Nardi. Maybe a stronger striker than Salas wouldn't go amiss too. And because Zan Soler is now 79 overall, we can sign free agents who are 79 rated or below, but either way, that's a game changer. And trust me, as we enter Season 3, because our best player is now 79 overall, we've been able to sign an absolutely fantastic player. Because who remembers Myron Baudu? Because he's 25, 76 overall, and he's going to play a massive part in us getting promotion this season. I mean, look at that striker partnership, man. Premier League football is all but secure for Season 4 now. now. But I did say I wanted to improve our defense, and I feel like saying Carlos Suesta is absolutely the way to do that. He's absolutely rapid for a centre-back, only 27 too. I reckon we'll get at least 4 good years out of this guy, and that's why I'm signing him. But I feel like this signing right here is a game changer. 18-year-old Santiago Arce, who's a left back. He's got good pace but not decent defending or physicality, but with him only being 18, he's got so much time to improve, and that's exactly why I'm signing him. And guys, if you remember, I did say I was going to try and replace Paul Nardi this season, but I've realised looking at the squad up, I've already replaced him. Jose Gutierrez is 20 years old and 74 rated. All I've got to do is bring him back from his loan move, send Cragno and Nardi out on loan, and we've got our keeper. And there we go, not only are those two out on loan, I'm sending all these other players out on loan just to make sure the other players I brought in are getting game time over them. And that means this is how the team looks going into season 3, and I will be absolutely disappointed if we get anything other than automatic promotion this year, because we've done everything needed to get it. We've got a new striker in Baudu, we've got a new centre back in Suesta, a new left back in Santiago Arce, and our keeper's now Jose Gutierrez, who as you can see is showing great potential. I've literally done all I can, guys. It's up to these guys to get it done in the Championship to get us Premier League football for season 4 now. And I can't believe this, guys. We once again finished third. We are in the playoffs though, alongside Luton, Borough and Southampton. I swear though, if we finish third 2 seasons running and get knocked out in the playoffs 2 seasons running, that's BS. But that's not what's happened this time. We've smashed Southampton 5-3 and we're playing Luton in the final. The question is though, are we going to beat Luton or are we going to stay in the Championship? We smashed Luton 3-0. We are Premier League with QPR. And rightfully freaking so, guys. We finished third 2 seasons running. It's about damn time we got promotion. And we also had a decent FA Cup run this time, making it to round 4. But we are still yet to make it out of round 1 in the Carabao Cup. But honestly, at this point, I don't really care, because this team in front of us right now are Premier League. And honestly, I don't think we've got to do too much to this team to make sure they survive the Premier League next season. I mean, look at these ratings, for goodness sake. Majority of these players are Premier League standard already. Especially Zan Salah, 36 goals, 2 assists in 52 games. I can see him having a field day in the Prem. I mean, he was the top goal scorer in the Championship this year by 6 goals. I know the Premier League's a tougher league, but this is impressive. But season 4 will answer a lot of questions. The first one being, will these tactics hold up in the Premier League? I mean, they've smashed it in the Championship, but as I've already said, the Premier League's a different kettle of fish. But because Zan Salah is now 81 overall, that means we can now sign free agents that rating or lower, which is fantastic considering we're now entering the top flight of English football. But looking at this team, I don't think our target should be surviving the Premier League. I think if the free agent signings go our way, we can defo get a top 10 finish. I mean, if Leeds United can, we certainly can at this point. And here we are, guys. Season 4 is here and it's official. QPR are finally in the Prem. And as you guys know, I was questioning whether the tactics we'd been running up to this point would do well in the Premier League. And honestly, I don't want to take that chance. So I've changed the formation to the 4-1-2-1-2 wide with a counter-attacking build-up style still and a higher defensive line. And when we're on the ball, ladies and gents, on the break, this is how it's going to look. We're literally going to have 6 players up the pitch, man. Our counter-attacks are going to be lethal. The only issue is, as you can see, despite the team actually being fantastic, we do need an attacking midfielder from that free agents list. But hopefully, considering we can buy players 81 overall or below, that gives us a bit more choice. Unfortunately, we didn't find any outright ballers, but I did find Arthur Atta, only 24, already 75 rated. He's got good pace, passing, dribbling and physicality, exactly the stats I want my playmaker to excel in, which is why I'm going to sign this guy on a 5-year deal. Now we just need to work on strengthening other areas of the pitch. To be fair, it's only our defence really, otherwise we're sound. And I have found a way to strengthen it short term, guys. Abdul Karim Bardaxi, 32, 79 rated. He's got good defending, strong as an ox and 6'1". He'll make a great addition to this QPR side. But I have found a potential fantastic long-term centre-back option, Owen Berry, only 20, 76 overall. Granted, he's not got the best stats in the world, but with him only being 20, he's got so much time to improve, and hopefully he does, because I'm signing him on a 5-year deal. And look at that, guys. We've got a much stronger, higher potential defence now, especially with Berry and Arce there, man. They're going to kill it this year, I reckon. And on top of that, we've got some serious squad depth going on right now. We're actually killing it at QPR. But this team are entering the Premier League for the first time in 11 or 12 years at this point. So the question is, how is it actually going to perform in it? I personally think we're going to kill it. We're going to be nowhere near the relegation zone where we are right now. We are looking at a mid-table finish and potentially a top 10 finish if everything goes our way. And it looks like everything went our way. We not only got a top 10 finish, we are 8th in the Premier League as a newly promoted team. That is actually mental. Not only that, when you take a closer look at the table, we scored the 4th highest amount of goals in the entire Prem. Ladies and gents, the future's looking bright for QPR, as we've smashed it in the FA Cup as well, making the semis just falling short to Arsenal. And we finally made it out to round 1 of the Carabao Cup. We made it to round 4 before City knocked us out this time. I have to say though, whilst this team for the most part is pretty damn good, I'm not liking how unbalanced it is at the minute. I mean, our front four, as you can see, are fantastic. We've got a good CDM and keeper, but our defensive lineup is so hit and miss, and that's probably what's letting us down. I mean, our strikers aren't struggling to score. Look at Zansaler, 20 and 4 for him, and 16 and 4 for Marin Baudu. But coming back to the Premier League table for a second, as you can see from the top 8, we conceded the most amount of goals, so that's something we got to work on next year. But the thing is, when you look at the defence, Santiago Arce is showing great potential at 20 years old. Owen Berry is showing great potential at 21 years old. Heverton's actually our best defender right now, so that only leaves Badaxi that needs replacing, because the other 3 don't need replacing, they just need time. And we're finally getting to that point now where we can pretty much sign whichever free agent we want, because Zansaler is our best player at 84 rated now. And that officially means that no player in this team is safe from being replaced, because if I find someone better than them, you better believe they're getting dropped. And guys, as we enter season 5, it's happened. I found someone better than someone in the starting 11, and they have been replaced. As I've just signed the greatest footballer to ever step onto a football pitch, Anthony, and he cost us absolutely nothing. But all jokes aside, he actually looks pretty decent. 82 overall at 28 years old. Got something special, so he may just improve a little bit more whilst he's with us. And there we go, Anthony's in the team whilst Ilias Chair gets dropped. But I'm not done yet, as I said I wanted another centre-back, and I found one in Pedro Branco, 18, 79 overall with 20 million. He's rapid, he's got good defending and physicality. He might be a bit short, but I think he's exactly what we need to improve our backline, which is why I've just signed him on a 5-year deal. But this is a big signing to end the transfer window. Daichi Kamada is a much better attacking midfielder right now than Arthur Ate. Great stance for an advanced playmaker, guys. I know he's short term, but he might just help us get top 4 football this year. This does mean I'm sending Arthur Ate out on loan. I mean, he's only 25 years old. He's still got so much time to improve. But right now, it just doesn't figure into the team, as this is how it looks going into season number 5. And it's safe to say I'm confident that European football is on its way to us. I mean, we've signed the greatest football player of all time in Anthony. If he can't get us European football, nobody can. I can't actually believe this. We've actually pulled off European football. Never deny the GOAT, Anthony. But the Premier League this year was really weak. 71 points is all it took to freaking win it. And look at this, we've won the FA Cup, smashing Forest in the final, so one way or another we'd have had European football anyway. We're still yet to win the Carabao Cup though, as we once again crash out in round 4. But this team is slowly but surely getting there, guys. We are well on our way to making QPR the best team in the world. I mean, the stats aren't as good as they were last year. Baudu got 26 goal contributions, 20 for Salah, and 11 and 5 for Anthony. But considering we're top 6 in the Prem and we've just won the FA Cup, I'm not really fussed. But this does mean we'll be playing Europa League football next year, and honestly, I think even if we left the team as it is, we'd still smash the Europa League. But because Arthur Ate is still only 80 overall, I will be looking to replace Kamada with a better cam next year, unless we can figure out some other way around this. this. But I'm going to leave the rest of the team alone because frankly our defence is young and it will continue to improve. Our midfield is fantastic, so is our front too. It's literally just that cam roll. And considering Athletic Bilbao won this competition this year, I feel like we've got a very strong chance of winning it ourselves next year to guarantee our place in the Champions League for Season 8. Especially with the player that we've just signed at the beginning of Season 7. At the ripe old age of 33, we've signed an 85 rated Julian Brandt. I know we'll get a maximum 2 years out of him, but imagine how much he can do in that 2 years. I feel kind of bad for Ilias Chair because I converted him to a cam thinking I wasn't going to find an attacking midfielder, but it looks like he's just going to be fodder on the bench now. But there he is in the starting 11. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got such a strong team now. I mean, granted our bench isn't the strongest, but I didn't say I was done for this transfer window. As looking through the free agents list, I found Fernando Cordoba, the Spanish striker who's 77 rated and 19 years old. I mean, he won't get ahead of our current 2 strikers, but he'll definitely do a job from the bench. I've also found fullback Marco Abate, only 21, 74 rated. I mean, the only good thing about him is his pace, but with him being so young, he's got so much time to improve the rest of his game. And I found Lucas Bergstrom, not the best keeper in the world, but he's mid-20s, and we could do with just one more keeper in the team. And there we go, our bench now is looking considerably more stronger, and this is a great bit of news considering we're in the Europa League this season. And there we are, 12th in the league phase, it is official. But we're also off to a great start in the Premier League, 3 wins from 3, top of the table undefeated. Could you imagine if we not only won the Europa League, but the Premier League as well? That would be the biggest achievement we've had so far with QPR. Unfortunately, we haven't won the Premier League, but we've got top 4 football, so one way or another, next year we've got UCL football. I mean, I did want the title, but I'll defo settle for the Champions League. But we did get our backsides handed to us by Liverpool in the Community Shield. And we dropped an almighty stinker in the FA Cup, losing to Brighton 7-6 on pens. But we've won the Carabao Cup, beating Arsenal in the final. Is that our first trophy won with freaking QPR in like years? It is our only trophy this year, guys, as we get battered by West Ham in the Europa League quarters. But we still won a trophy this year, man. I'm taking that as a dub. And overall, guys, I'm looking at this team and I feel like we are ready to try and compete in the UCL. We will have to sort this cam roll out. Julian Brandt is 83 rated, but we'll sort this out next year. As for this season, the stats are pretty damn decent, as you can see. Baudu and Salah killed it. And with us being in the Champions League next year, Inter Milan are the team to beat. And I absolutely believe that this time next year, we could be the ones lifting that title. I mean, the team is massively improving every single year. We just need to sort our cam roll out next year and we are golden. And guys, as we enter season 7, we've managed to do it again. He is a goldie oldie, but he's a fantastic player still. We've just signed James Maddison, 33, 85 overall. I know he's getting on a bit, but he could be the game changer in the Champions League this year. And I know I've got unlimited signings, but I've been through this free agents list and there's literally nobody I can bring in that'll even fit on the bench now. And at this point, I'm not going to sign players if I just don't need to. So here is the team with James Maddison in it. And I feel like this could be the year, guys. As we are in the UCL for the very first time, and I'm being real when I say this, if things go our way, we could be looking at the best team in the world. And we haven't had as good a start as we did last year, but 2 wins from our first 3 games still isn't that bad. It's going to be interesting to see what this QPR side can pull off this year. Do not be surprised if we cause a couple of upsets and win a couple of more trophies. But the Premier League isn't going to be one of them. In fact, we aren't even in the Champions League next year. We're 5th in the league. I mean, we do have Europa League football, but still, how do we not get UCL football with the team we've got? We did pants in the FA Cup as well, but we did make the quarters of the Carabao Cup. But despite our poor performances in England and Europe, it's a different story. We are 10th in the UCL League phase when we go to the playoffs, where we smashed Fenerbahce 7-2. We just beat Napoli 1-0. We battered City in the quarters. And we beat Liverpool 3-2. We're playing PSG in the final. Oh my God, I actually called it, guys. We'd make the final this year. I freaking called it. And I'll be real, PSG's team isn't exactly that good. I mean, Asensio's their striker. They've got a weak midfield field a weak back four. We should absolutely obliterate PSG. I mean, look at the goals that our players are getting. 23-1 for Soler, 23-8 for Baudu. They can have a field day against PSG's defense. As this is the team going into the final. Oh my god, Anthony, you're a moron. Why have we had suspensions in back-to-back videos in the UCL final? I mean, we can shift this around. Ilias Chair can go there. I don't like Madison being in the team, actually. I'm going to put Atta there, considering he's literally 28 years old and a lot better at this point. But even with the two duds in the team, guys, the rest of the squad is absolutely fantastic and surely should get the better of PSG. As whilst we've won quite a few trophies already with QPR, we haven't won the Champions League yet, but all we got to do is beat PSG and that trophy is ours. Here we come, Santiago. Art is on the ball. I see that back post run. Oh, bloody hell. Donnarumma. He's basically a brick wall, isn't he? Here come PSG on the left-hand side of the pitch. Berry is against Barcola. Barcola's getting the better of him. Good defending. Solera's on the ball now. He's going to find Atta. Atta's got a bit of room to run into. He's going to take a shot. Oh, my God. What a save. As Tavares is on the ball now, PSG take a shot, forces the save. Kylian Mbappe. So hang on, Kylian Mbappe plays for PSG. How the hell did that happen? I don't know, guys, but I know he's just playing for them. Good defending. Now that I know that Mbappe is playing for PSG, this is a different kind of game, guys. We're going to have to be very, very careful. We've got Atta on the ball. We're going to try and find Soler in behind. Oh, my God, what a goal that would have been. Hang on a minute. The referee's called for something. I'm not sure what. Is that a penalty? Is it offside? Hang on. Is this a freaking penalty to us? It bloody is as well. Oh, my God, we got a great chance here. Soler, top right bins. Do not let me down. And he's not let me down. 31 minutes into the game, we take a 1-goal lead. And honestly, we needed that because PSG have got freaking Mbappe back. But that is just what the doctor ordered. I still don't know what the penalty was given for, to be honest. PSG on the ball. Mbappe is there. Oh, they're playing it around really nicely in our area. They've taken a shot, forcing the save. Second half now, and PSG are pushing forward. Oh, my goodness. Our keeper is on form in this game. And here they come once again. They are really not giving us... Oh, my goodness, that's a great block. Bro, have we even had the ball yet in this half? I'll be real, I can't remember the last time I got dominated this much in a UCL final, but here comes Kylian Mbappe. Good save again. Maybe with the new title update, they actually made ultimate difficulty. But we've got Soler on the ball now. Okay, he's got a bit of room to run into. Oh, good save, Donnarumma. Corner now, Saito to take it. I can't believe this is our second chance of the second half. And oh my God, it's all we needed. What a freaking header that was. I don't have a clue who that was. I think it's either Varane or Branco, but either way, that's a cracking header. All I know is, guys, we are now 2-0 up, so no matter what PSG do now, they're really going to have to catch up. PSG coming forward once again. Douglas Luiz is on the ball now, taking a shot from distance, and he rattles the post. But we have a chance for a third here if we play our cards right. Have we played our cards right? That's a gorgeous ball in Baudu. Can we find Soler's head? No, we can't. But that's the full-time whistle. We beat PSG 2-0 on the night. We've made Queen's Park Rangers the best team in the world. But that was not easy. That took us 7 long years to take a relegation candidate in QPR to becoming the world's best team. But again, I noticed in the last video that wasn't even the Champions League trophy that we lifted. So will we get that this time, or will we get no trophy in the slightest? I can't believe it. We're lifting nothing. I mean, what more can you say to that? All I know is we've made QPR the Champions League winners, and that's all that matters. And that means my job with them is done. If you have enjoyed this free agents video and want to see more content like this, drop this vid a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you're new. And if you want to watch another one of my videos, YouTube recommends you watch this.